everyone.
Oh, I didn't add my background music. 1 second.
Hello, everyone.
Because it's going to be a very quiet stream on my end if I don't have my background music going.
How are we doing, everyone? How's it going?
Hello! Hello, hello, people on Apple's side. Hi! Welcome! Ooh.
Hello,
I'm getting things set up
How's
over
it
here.
going?
Yes, Gasping, hello! I have Apple's chat up, so I should be able to see what you guys are saying.
All the things.
Yes, I'm watching all of you. You should be very concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sorry, just gotta get this in here.
Oh, our teacups do look cute. I like your little setup. That's really
Oh
adorable.
my! Yeah. the background is the Black Lodge / the Red Room from Twin Peaks, but I couldn't think of any other background.
It looks good, actually. I like it.
I was gonna put more references in, but I ran out of room. I could have put a big Venus de Milo statue in the background. It's fine.
I love it.
We don't need all of that. Musical takes from theater kids. Yup. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm assuming you were a theater kid in school. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh my god. I was like, I grew up in like a small town, right? So when I graduated, seriously, like the theater club absolutely died.
Oh, that sucks.
It's really sad, but it's also like, I don't know. I think it says a lot about me. Like, the year I left, it just kind of collapsed.
That is so valid. I was actually the secretary for the theater department in high school, because I went to a very big school.
Okay.
The Forest High School was very big. We had like my graduating class, like just the graduates, was like 600 people.
Oh my god.
So that's just the seniors.
Was 50, and that was like the biggest graduating class in like my school's history.
Woo!
Like, so...
And then my school had like 1,000 kids minimum. It was a really big school. Our school was several buildings.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It was a lot. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to find the dang.
I was small town girl to the max. Like,
that is absolutely valid. What type of shows did you guys do?
We mostly
with just kind of a
did,
smaller
like,
group.
Kind of random like plays that we could get the rights to. We did Grease one year, and that was like the biggest show that we ever did.
Oh man, I wish my friend Pawn was here, because she loves Grease. Like, she loves Grease.
I still think our best show we ever did. We did Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that was like, it wasn't the musical version. It was just like the play, but it was really, really good.
I love Hunchback so much. I love the book. So was it more like the book?
Yeah,
or was it more like?
It's kind of more like the book. I haven't read the book in like so many years, but from what I remember,
it's sad.
From what I remember,
it's so dark.
It was a lot more like the book.
If Phoebus sucked, like real bad, it's very book accurate.
Yeah.
Because in the book, Phoebus, I don't know if he was married to Fleur de Lis, which, by the way, his wife and/or fiance was named Fleur de Lis. But,
that was who
but he had like a. Oh, that is amazing! I'm so happy they had Fleur in it.
Yeah.
Because what a character name, Fleur de Lis. But yeah, if Phoebus sucked, yes, that is accurate. That is a more book accurate version.
Also, for people who don't know, this is Sumire.
Yes.
Sumire.
Hi. Oh yeah. Maybe we should do intros.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm still.
That's smart.
Music stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found my room music.
But
okay,
this is Sumire. Sumire is really sweet. We did Monster Camp like ages ago.
That was the first collab I ever did.
Yeah,
that was like a week or two after I debuted.
I remember being like really excited for your debut and like watching you and stuff, and it was very wholesome. That wasn't long after I debuted either. It was like a month or so after.
We started at a very similar time.
Yeah, we started roughly the same time. Pretty shortly
like I'm just balancing
after, at the very
audio.
least. But yeah, Sumire is really, really lovely. We're both huge musical fans, and we've been wanting to talk about musicals for a while, so now we get to.
Yeah, I started doing this thing on my channel like a while ago. I think the last time I did this was in December of 2021, because I got caught up in finishing school and everything.
Yeah,
but I like to do this thing where I have VTubers come on and talk about something that they really, really like. So I've had one person come on and talk about Zelda.
Nice.
And then I had another person come on and talk about Star Wars. And so I kind of wanted to revive the segment, I guess, or the stream style, I guess you could say. And we talked about on Twitter forever ago having you come on and talk musicals. So I'm happy to be kind of reviving this with the first person I ever did a collab with. Well, I think it's going to be fun.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm always happy to talk about musicals, and any excuse I get to talk about musicals makes me really excited.
Yes. Oh, you can hear...
Can you hear me from her? Oh, no.
Oh. So I'm hoping...
Uh-oh.
Hopefully people will tell me on my end if that's happening. But that's okay.
I know I was having, like, mic issues, too, so it might just be, like, a weird echo on my end, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I've had times where, like, Discord has fed itself through my microphone for no reason. Which is great, and I love it when that happens.
Yeah, so fun. Love it.
Yep, it's so great.
I think it's on my end, because I can kind of hear a bit of an echo when I speak.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Okay, let me try and fix
this
for
first. Once. Oh, no, you're okay. Yeah, usually at the start of collabs, it's a little bit of technical troubleshooting, so that's okay. I'll kind of go into how I've done this in the past. I just mostly want this to be just a general conversation where we just kind of talk about why we like the thing, in this case musicals. I do have like general questions to keep things going, but yeah, it's not going to be very heavily interview style, just mostly sitting and having a chat.
Yeah. Yay.
All right.
I don't know if that made it any better. I did try and fix things.
Hopefully, fingers
I'm
crossed.
not hearing anything anymore, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Kari, please let me know. Thank you.
Scuff is life, scuff is love, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
For once, it's not me with the scuff, though. I'm technologically cursed.
Oh no, Sam.
This is
like everything I do falls apart. Always.
Oh, same. So bad. Like so bad. Oh my gosh.
I will continue to fiddle with that a little bit.
Oh yeah, no problem. And then anybody on my end, if I need to turn up Apple, let me know. I think I haven't turned up all the way in like the Discord call, but in terms of like the audio for OBS, I have her turned down just a little bit to keep her from peaking. But if I need to make my music quieter, if I need to make her louder, let me know.
I have a high-pitched voice. I tend to peak the mic a lot.
Oh god, I'm just loud.
I used to be like really bad when I first started. Like I was still figuring out like mic settings and stuff because all of this was super new to me. So it was like yeah, I'm still echoing. Fuck. Sorry.
Oh no, you're okay. Oh, and you can swear. The swearing's allowed.
But like I was really bad for I'd peak the mic and I wouldn't realize because I have a high-pitched voice and it would kind of just happen. And
yeah,
then my
I
words
still
would
do
get
that.
cut off on stream. Now I've kind of like adjusted it to my own voice. But
oh, wait, I just realized I've been like totally muted that whole time on my end. Well, shit. Hi.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's on. Hello, Liquid. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. That was very funny.
I don't even have like the volume up on your stream, otherwise I would have let you know. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. I didn't realize I don't have this set into my Stream Deck, and so usually when I change scenes, my Stream Deck just unmutes everything, and I remembered to unmute you.
Well, I mean,
But not me.
At least one of us. If I like, does that make it better? Am I echoing now?
Is that your yeah. Well, we've just been fixing some scuff things, so you didn't miss anything super important. We're just going to be talking about musicals and hanging out today. In the past, I've called these streams VTuber vibe sessions. Name still being workshopped, just like Fallout Thursday.
Okay, I tried adjusting my mic. I don't know if that's made it any better, or if it's made it worse, or what have you.
I have football announcer mic. Thanks, voice mod. Fucking. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Liquid. Oh, and Carrie, thank you so much for the follow. Enjoy your follower emotes and welcome to the Hana cult. I just realized I didn't put my emote explosion in here. Let me do that. Hopefully.
Someone please let me know.
This is the problem of making new scenes.
I tried to fix it, but I don't know if it'll actually get fixed.
We do what we can. We try our best.
No, do what we gotta.
Not a VTuber stream without some tech shenanigans. You know it.
Always. You gotta have that tech issues.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're just this is gonna be an overall chill stream. I'm hoping to do more streams like this. I'm hoping to do at least one a month. Maybe one every other week. We will see. Not for this month because next week I have a thing, and then the 28th is gonna be my Howl's Moving Castle book stream.
Oh my god. I love Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes, the book is my favorite book. It's been my favorite book since I was really young.
Sumire, it's my favorite book too.
See, I'm so excited to go off on like the differences.
Every single time we talk, I swear I learn more and more that we're the same person.
Keeps happening.
Both of us are forest themed. I is with my ex now, but like we both have cats that look exactly the same.
Yes. Egg looks just like Eddie.
We both love musicals. Howl's Moving Castle is our favorite book.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Oh, I'm so excited to go through Stone Cold Stober on stream. That whole scene is so good. Just.
Okay.
We love the dumb Welshman. It's great.
Love it.
But yeah, that's happened on the 28th, but hopefully after that. Are you sure you're not secretly a hive mind, Luke?
Honestly,
I don't know.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know.
We might be. We might be
and just not even know it. Wouldn't that be?
Because Buddy Oni also says we're like the same person, so we might be a hive mind.
It's just a collection.
It's a VTuber hive mind.
Okay. I'm not sure if my mic sounds any better, but whatever. If we gotta fix it during, that's fine. I can figure out.
Yeah. How's Apple sounding on my end? People in my chat. Like I said, if I need to turn her up, I can do that. I don't know if you guys heard me say that though, because I think that was when I was muted. Awesome. Oh, and on my end, I ask a question every day, so I should ask my question for today. Do you have a favorite musical? People in chat. And actually, that was going to be the question that I was going to start out with.
Oh.
So, Hana Hive Mind, yes. The Hana cult has upgraded to the Hana Hive Mind.
It's a new VTuber group. We're just all one big collective hive mind.
Exactly.
Okay. I find it very difficult to pick a favorite musical because I have so many that I love. But I think if I had to, like, gun to my head, pick a favorite, I would say Hadestown.
Oh, good choice.
I
Hades
just
Town is so good.
I like every single time I listen to certain songs from Hades Town, like I bawl, I get so like emotionally invested. I've watched like bootlegs of the show probably like 50 times, and I
Me
still
too.
get like as kind of drawn in every single time.
Yeah,
And
it's so good.
it's been a show that I've been like following ever since it was just a concept by like Anais Mitchell.
Oh
So
yeah, like when she started, like what? It was like 10 years of
yeah,
working
like
on it. It was a long time.
it's been a while. Like I was listening to the concept album because actually my sister's fiance got me into it,
Oh, that's sweet. That's cool
and
though.
so then when it started slowly actually becoming like a proper production, I got like really invested, and I'm like, I think this could be a Broadway thing eventually.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold,
Yeah, and I love how they staged that show too. They're the drop trapdoors that they have, and then
yeah,
the
I love
guess
any
conveyor
show
belts you could call that.
any
It's
show that
the
has
circle.
like kind of drop doors,
Yes.
or just
Me too.
like, you know, I don't know, weird, I shouldn't say weird, but like interesting staging like that.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm a sucker for a good in the round
Yeah,
staging.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a theater around here that is an exclusively in the round theater.
Oh,
Um,
I love that.
yeah, yeah, I gotta see. So my favorite musical, kind of a tie. Sweeney Todd is near and dear to my heart.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
and it's the musical I've seen the most. I've seen like 7 or 8 different productions of
Oh my
Sweeney
god.
Todd. I've seen it a lot. But then also Drowsy Chaperone
Oh,
is
I've never
way
actually
up
seen
there.
Drowsy Chaperone.
It is so funny.
I can,
It is.
I've heard it's very good. I
And if you listen
was,
to the cast album, Sutton Foster is on it
oh yeah, so
as
oh,
Janet Vandegraff. She's great.
Sutton Foster alone is like, okay, I'm sold.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and it's a comedy show too. So it's Sutton Foster playing a it's a parody on old 40s and 50s musicals where like not a whole lot happens during
oh, I
it.
love that.
Um yeah, it's the whole premise is that it's this show, The Drowsy Chaperone, but it's being played on the record player of this one guy who doesn't get a character name. In the script, he's listed just as man in chair. He is on stage the whole time, but you're just listening to the Drowsy Chaperone record with him in his apartment.
I love that.
It's so, and he like keeps interjecting with like, oh yeah, this person like was super famous because they did these toothpaste ads, and this toothpaste was like the most popular toothpaste in America, mostly because the third most used ingredient was cocaine.
Yeah, I was supposed to see the Drowsy Chaperone before COVID happened. There was like a local production of it that was going to happen that I really wanted to go see because it's a show that I wasn't very familiar with, and I'm like, oh, okay. I always love kind of going into a show blind
Me
and just
too.
like, you know, experiencing it. But
Yeah.
then COVID happened, and you know,
Yeah, no, I recommend it. I brought up Drowsy just because I was able to see it in the round in that one theater. I've seen Drowsy a couple of times, and then I was also on costumes and makeup for my college. We did Drowsy the last year I was at my first college that I went to. And I didn't get a part in it, but that's fine. I did costume and makeup, so I had
I
fun
didn't get a
with
part in
that.
it, but that's fine. It's
It's
whatever,
fine.
I
It's
guess.
fine. I didn't get any like parts in musicals surprisingly when I did acting. I got like some play parts, but like the my directors in high school didn't like alto parts, and that's all that I have. My
Yep.
voice is too low.
Alto hatred. That's unfortunately a very common thing.
That's so valid. Ame, what's your favorite musical film then? Uh, but yeah, Drowsy is great. What is though? Oh my god! Thank you so much for bringing up Repo the Genetic Opera anime. Man, what a guilty pleasure Repo is for me.
Yeah, Repo was so like a guilty pleasure. I think really is a good word for it.
Yeah, because it's good, but it's not good. You know?
Yeah. There's a few different shows like that though, where I'm just like, man, this objectively isn't great, but I kind of am living for it. Like,
Dude, that is my feeling with Love Never Dies.
Yeah,
Love Never Dies sucks.
Love Never
so
Dies
bad.
isn't good, but I also like I kind of am obsessed with it. Like,
because it's almost like, how is it this bad? how is this happening? How is nothing related to anything else? And how is the last scene a staged hostage crisis that was not a problem up until the last 5 minutes of this show? Like,
it's so weird, especially because Phantom is like widely considered one of the best musicals of all time.
Yeah.
And is like so prominent in musical theater history. It's just like, I don't know, how do you kind of fuck up that bad afterwards?
Yeah, and I think any follow-up to Phantom was naturally, like, not going to live up to that.
Oh,
like,
no,
how?
100%.
There was no way.
But
like...
know, I expected it to at least be good.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to read like a fan fiction, but it reads like a fan fiction.
Yeah. I should rewatch Love Never Dies.
Yeah, the Australian... Well, what's so we don't have pro shots of Hades Town, we don't have pro shots of Great Comet, but we have pro shots of Love Never Dies.
That's all we need, really. Really, it's selfish of us to request anymore.
I know. God, how dare we? But what is your for people that don't know a lot about like the Broadway scene or anything, there is kind of a debate about pro shots and whether or not they are like worth the money for a production to do, and or if they like lessen the theatrical experience. What do you think? Like, do you think more shows should have like a pro shot, or do you think it should be kept as like a theater experience?
I think like I am of the belief that nothing beats going to see a show live. Like, you know, the kind of magic of it, like nothing will ever top that. But I'm also someone who, like, I'm not in a great financial position. I, you know, live in Canada. Like, I don't have a lot of great options to see things like Broadway or West End, like big productions. Not to say that there isn't like amazing theater in my area, because there absolutely is, but there's some shows that I think I'll just never really get the chance to see ever. And so pro shots are really my only way to do that. Pro shots and bootlegs. So yeah, I mean, bootlegs I regularly indulge in.
Good YouTube slime tutorial, you know what I mean?
But I am 100% pro bootleg and pro shot, because I just think it's like, it's a way to expose people who might not have a chance to see the show to that show. Like,
yeah, I think the same.
You know, I'm as someone who, like, I'm a huge musical theater fan, but my partner, like, really isn't. One of the first things we ever, like, watched together shortly after we started dating was Hamilton, like the Hamilton pro shot.
God, that pro shot was so good.
Exactly! And it was, like, you know, something he could really appreciate, too, and kind of gave him, like, a new, like, yeah, okay, I can understand why you like musical theater so much. And I can kind of understand the magic behind it, and this would be really cool to see live.
Yeah, and I do think Hamilton is a great, like, introduction to musicals because of how contemporary the music is.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it's a lot. There's a lower barrier to entry, I think. And honestly, I think how Hamilton did their pro shot situation, I think that's how they should do it. Because, like, they recorded the original cast, but then they sat on it for a long time. Which, like, obviously isn't the best, but I think, because, like, the biggest argument against pro shots that I've heard is, like, oh, it would take money away from the original production, you know? Which, like, I feel like it would be an additional revenue stream, but that, like, depends. But I think if they did a thing where they recorded the original cast, especially a Broadway show, and then they waited for the show to naturally run its own course, because unless you are Hamilton or Phantom, eventually it will leave Broadway.
Yeah, eventually
and then,
the show is gonna kind of die down.
Yeah, exactly. Or just, like, contracts are gonna run out, like what happened with Beetlejuice. Even though Beetlejuice is back open, they're just in a different theater now. But, like, obviously they're going to transition out at some point, and I think that is when you release your pro shot. Like, you take your pro shot and then you sit on it until the show is done, and then you release it, and then you have a whole additional, like, new life to the show. Yeah,
got, like, a whole brand new, like, community of people who are kind of experiencing it for the first time, and, you know, developing a whole new love for this show.
Yeah, Ami says, I mean, I can see where they're coming from with the making money. Yeah, and, like, the thing with people being, like, anti-pro shot, one, I think is just a super snooty opinion to have.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
It's a very elitist view, but, like, you can only fit so many people in a theater per night, right? Like, no matter how many tickets you sell, there is a finite number of seats.
Yeah.
Exactly. But when you have, like, a digital download or a digital purchase that you can make, that is an infinite money supply.
Yeah,
like, people can continue to go back to that.
There's only so many seats in a Broadway production of Hamilton, but then, you know, you can watch the pro shot as many times as you want, as long as you got Disney Plus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Trust me,
I just wish
have
that there were
watched
more.
it as many times as I want.
Oh yeah, I've watched it quite a bit. Yeah, and I think one of the reasons why that they don't do it is because it does cost additional money to the show to, you know, get some good stuff. And so this is absolutely just me being a video editor, but the thing with the Hamilton pro shot, I was so happy that they, like, filmed, I think they did 3 separate shows without audiences that they recorded, so that they were able to use, like, different cameras, and that just made it so good. Because, like, they could get just right in there in, like, the center, or I think they had, like, a crane camera at one point, so, like, you could see all of the good important stuff, and that was so good. I loved how they shot it. The cinematography was great. It makes me so happy.
There was a lot of different, like, angles and different shots that, like, you know, you normally, in a lot of pro shots, it's just kind of like, okay, we're gonna film, you know, pretty single camera, like, or maybe not single camera, but, like, you know, it's gonna be a wide shot of the stage for most of the show.
Yeah, like, when I think of, like, a more traditional pro shot, I think, like, I guess the benchmark really is the Into the Woods pro shot. Like, that is what I think of when I think of a traditional one. Which, honestly, I think if they didn't do that pro shot of Into the Woods, the Into the Woods would not be as big of a show as it is. Like, I think it would still be popular because it's Sondheim, right? But, like, every choir class I ever took, at least once on a day off, we watched that pro shot.
Look, Into the Woods is a classic, and it's that way for a reason.
So good.
Like,
so good.
That's the way it is with a lot of shows. Like, a lot of shows earn their status for some particular reason. And yeah, I do think Into the Woods, the pro shot definitely did help it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That much bigger than it was. Because, again, Sondheim. But...
Well, and I wonder, just because, like, you hear, oh, Sondheim's doing, like, a fairy tale musical, I wonder if the pro shot also helped people not think that it's a very, like, juvenile type show, because, like if you read the premise, you're like, oh, this sounds kind of like a younger person, a
Yeah,
youth
it sounds
play.
like a show that I could take my children to.
Until the second half.
Which, I mean, I guess theoretically it could, but
Yeah.
it's a lot darker and deeper than that.
Yeah. Yeah, and like it's very good, and I don't think a lot of people would have known like how dark the show was without the pro shot. Because I remember before I saw the pro shot, I thought that it was like a Little Red Riding Hood type story.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty much what I thought it was.
I mean, I heard that I watched the pro shot a little bit after the Disney version came out, I want to say.
Oh man.
And it was like, oh yeah, Disney made a version of this, so it has to be like somewhat family friendly, right? And it's like, oh no, I was wrong.
Yeah, they still cut the worst parts. They cut a lot, but they still, you can't like. There's a lot of stuff that you can't cut to continue the show. Like you have to keep it going.
Yep.
In theory, yes, you could take your kid to it. You probably shouldn't, but you could.
You could.
Yeah, I think the second half of Into the Woods, when the giant is killing people, I think that would scar a child for life.
Depends on the child, I guess, what they're exposed to. But
that's true.
yeah.
Maybe tiny me.
No. I was a baby. I'm still a baby. Like I get spooked by stuff like that now, let alone when I was a kid.
That is so valid. So to kind of go back into just like musicals in general, what is like your favorite production that you've seen? Like it doesn't have to be like of your favorite show, or just like what is a production that you've seen that you thought was cool?
I saw, and there is a common misconception, and I'm outing myself a little bit here, but people often think that Come From Away, the first time that it ever premiered off, because there was the Broadway production, and then the first time it ever premiered, people know as the Toronto cast.
Yes.
That
I've heard of the Toronto cast, yeah.
Originally started in Manitoba.
Oh!
And
I didn't know that.
I saw the show in Manitoba with that cast, and it was kind of first time there was ever a production of Come From Away outside of the Broadway production, and it was absolutely amazing.
That's so cool.
Felt like I was watching a Broadway show.
And I've heard I've heard some of the music from Come From Away. I haven't sat down and listened to the whole thing, but I've heard that listening to it and watching it on stage are two, it's a very, very touching score, but in person it hits you so much harder.
It's you can feel the whole connection of there's all these people going through this really difficult time and just finding comfort in one another and finding comfort in things like religion or things like friends, relationships, family, strangers.
Yeah.
For people who aren't aware, the story of Come From Away, to give a brief synopsis, is about a group of people who were stranded in Gander, Newfoundland, during 9/11. And just it's a big story of people coming together during this time of tragedy and really just connecting with each other, and it always breaks my heart. And it's I have such a big connection to that musical because it actually came out when I was doing an internship in Newfoundland.
Oh, that's so fun. I have, so my entire grandpa's half of the family on my mom's side lives in Newfoundland.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I kind of knew the story of Come From Away a little bit because my Uncle Bax told me about it. Cuz not a lot of people were in Newfoundland,
Yeah.
And then suddenly all these people were stranded there. It's just this tiny little island. So I've never been able to go myself, but like I have like 10 or 15 family members
Yeah,
in Newfoundland.
it is a beautiful, beautiful area of the world. Like, I highly recommend it. I was there doing an internship for 3 months, and it was like the first time I was ever like away from like home for an extended period of time. And like, you know, I've lived like in the next city over from my small town and stuff, but it was like I was away from family. I was completely alone. Like, I didn't have any friends or anything. It was just me doing this internship. So it was a really nice way to like connect myself with my family, like from away, and you know, it's a musical that means a lot to me, and seeing it live was just absolutely incredible. And I'm seeing it live again, actually, in a few weeks. So.
Hey! What's funny is I'm actually Hadestown is coming through here on tour in like a couple of months. So I'm probably gonna see Hadestown in the next little bit, which is nice because I haven't been able to go see a show in a long time. I think the last show that I saw was in like 2017. Saw Book of Mormon when it came through on tour.
Book of Mormon is a solid one. That's another.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was another a fun show one. That was really fun to see.
It's especially funny because I live in Utah.
Okay.
So
yeah, so that's especially funny.
Yeah, so like the backdrop that they show, like at the very beginning, I know all of those buildings. And them having like the Wells Fargo so big is really fucking funny. Because the Wells Fargo building is very large, but like, and like they have like Temple Square in there. Like we were sitting down. And my dad, because he's a giant teenager, just kept elbowing me and being like, I know where that is. And I'm like, Dad, yeah, it's like 3 blocks away from where we're currently sitting. I know
Dad,
that you know where that is. Because yeah, we were like a stone's throw away from Temple Square, which is like all through there. But it's very, very funny to watch that show in Utah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can imagine.
Like, a lot of people that sat around us were like RMs, returning missionaries. So like they all had this experience. It was great.
It's very nice when like I'm pleasantly surprised that there wasn't more kind of backlash for that show.
Yeah.
Especially from the Mormon community, but I think most of them have kind of embraced it.
Well, and this is a weird sentence, but like a lot of the reason why people, at least on the Mormon side of things. Oh, Pink Hibiscus, hello! Welcome. We're just sitting and chatting musicals today. Thanks for joining me. So pretty much all the stuff they say about Mormonism is 100% true. Like there are not any falsities, no hyperbole. That's it. So like that's why a lot of people aren't offended. Like honestly, I think it's more offensive to like African cultures.
Oh yeah.
But like it's the guys that made South Park. What do you expect?
Yeah, you can't exactly expect to go into it without being slightly offended. In some aspects.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the music from Book of Mormon actually is either parody or like direct ripoff from a very, very old LDS musical. So a lot of people like kind of knew like at least the tunes of the songs when Book of Mormon started coming out. So like I think that also helped a little bit.
Sure.
Oh, Dax, hello. Welcome. Welcome to us just hanging out and talking musical theater. Thanks for joining me. But yeah, Book of Mormon is very, it's weirdly popular around here. I also thought that people were gonna get angry when it came out. Like I went to an acting conference the year that Book of Mormon came out, and the conference was held at BYU, Brigham Young University, which is the LDS run university. Okay. And we played Book of Mormon like on the speakers on our like little van that we rented. because my director liked to cause problems on purpose. And so he's like, we're just gonna play Book of Mormon as we drive through this campus, just to see if anyone gets angry.
I love that.
It was really fun. Let me ask then. Just kind of, we're talking about shows that we've seen. What is a show that you haven't been able to see that you wanna see?
God. I have not seen Avenue Q, and I've had that one on my list for so long. I mean, I've watched like the bootlegs and stuff, but it's not the same. Like, I want to see it. I want to see it live.
Yeah, I was lucky, and I did get to see it when it came through. Just a little bit after that Tony season, they did a tour.
Oh my God.
And I was
so cool.
by far the youngest person in that in that audience. My dad brought me. I was in 10th grade.
That's not that
so
bad.
Yeah, so definitely not that bad, but like I was the only person younger than like human equivalent of 18 there. And like, we get to, you can be as loud as the hell you want when you're making love and stuff. And my dad leaned over to me and goes, "Am I a bad parent for bringing you to this? Is this bad?"
I'll never forget. I was like, I would have been probably similar, like 10th grade, I want to say, when a production of Cabaret happened in my city, and I was like, my mom got me tickets that I took. I went with a friend, and we were like front row. We were by far the youngest people. Like, the actors could look directly at us. Yeah. And it's like, we are two pretty young-looking girls. Like, both of us are the type of girls that look younger than we are.
Oh,
So it's like, I can only imagine the actors are like, who let these like 12-year-olds into the show and let them alone?
Yeah, just let them come to Cabaret.
Like, we are showing too much to these children.
Yeah, I've seen some people do some pretty risque versions of Cabaret. I think Cabaret's been done enough.
Yeah.
That people just like start doing whatever at this point if you're gonna do a production. So some people go off the rails.
That bad, from what I remember. But
yeah, it's not the worst. It's definitely not the worst, I don't think.
I mean, I saw like tight underwear and I think I might have glanced on a nipple once. But, but it wasn't too bad.
It's fine. I'm like 90% sure at least one of the puppets was topless during in Avenue Q. So like, yeah. But no, that's very fun. I've actually not been able to see like a stage performance of Cabaret ever. I don't know why. Just stars have not aligned for me to see.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Like normal Cabaret. I'm way more familiar with the movie, which is nothing like the show.
The movie is really good, but yeah, like
it's really good.
Seeing
but they changed a lot.
Like, was an experience. Like, it was so good.
I bet. I'm trying to think. So, one show that I would love to see, just, and this is very obscure because I found a pro shot of this show forever ago, and it was only on like London's West End for a couple of months.
Okay.
It's called The Grinning Man.
I'm not familiar.
It's based on Victor Hugo's story, The Man Who Laughs. It is super good. I might just send you the pro shot because I still have it. But it's a very, very good show. It's a little bit weird, but like, West End.
Yeah.
You kind of expect it. But it's about a person named Grin Payne, who as a child was disfigured. He while running away from a cruel country, got his face kind of pretty much permanently cut into a Chelsea grin. something similar to that. So the man who laughs in Victor Hugo's novel is Gwynplaine or Gwynplaine in the book, um, and he is cursed to smile pretty much forever, but. On the same day that he got disfigured, he found a little baby girl in the snow and saved her, and she grew up blind. She was blind because of the exposure she had as a baby, and they fell in love. It's so cute.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like it's a lot about him like finding out like who did the thing to his face. And it's a little bit of a black comedy. The show is. The book in and of itself is very sad. But the musical is very, very sweet. They have a love song called Beauty and the Beast.
Aww,
that I think is
good.
peak romance. Like
Yeah,
the tune for Beauty and the Beast. It is amazing. I'll have to send it to you.
Please.
I'm trying to get everybody to watch this show. Oh, at Axiom, thank you for the cat ears redeem. I will put on my little cat ears.
That's such a mood though. Like every now and then, I think you just like stumble into a show and it's like I need to tell everyone about this.
Yeah. They did this like actual pro shot of it, and it wasn't even their West End performance. It was like their original theatrical performance, because it was put on by the same group that did Equus.
Oh.
Yeah, so there is puppetry in it, and it's really good. They have a pet wolf named Mojo, and she's a puppet the whole time. And it's awesome. The Mojo puppet is amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I'm very curious now.
It's really good. But if I had to pick like an actual like Broadway show, I would say Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812.
I would love to see Natasha Pierre and the
I
Great
want to
Comet.
see Great Comet so bad. I've watched like so many bootlegs of that because like it's hard to get good footage since it was like staged in the round, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to get good footage, but it's also like it's such a beautiful show and a show
It's
that like
so good.
really deserved a longer run.
Mm-hmm. If it did not come out the same year as Dear Evan Hansen, I think it would probably. I don't think it would still be running, but I think it would have gotten like all of the awards that it was nominated for because
100%.
like, yeah, the Tony and like, I don't know if it's a hot take anymore to say that I don't like Dear Evan Hansen. After the movie, I think everybody's kind of been like, no.
I've joked for ages that I could write a 10-page rant on how much I hate the Dear Evan Hansen movie.
Same. Oh my god.
Especially because I am someone that like I'm still such a fan of the musical.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people have kind of jumped that ship, but which understandably. But I was such a big fan of the musical, and the movie did so many things that I just loathe. And
so
I'm just
bad.
like, oh god.
So bad. Like, and I'm not the biggest fan of Dear Evan Hansen, and it's like almost entirely out of spite for it like just getting Great Comet snubbed.
That's entirely fair.
It's total spite.
That's the sad thing about like this stuff like the Tony Awards, where it's just like I find a lot of years it's like, okay, yeah, this show that really deserved so much better is just gonna get completely robbed because it came out in the same year as this other show. Like, I truly feel bad for every show that came out the year that Hamilton did.
Oh yeah, I was actually just about to bring that up. I'm looking to see who else was nominated during that.
I think Waitress was.
Oh yeah.
God, what else came out that year?
I'm googling it.
Yeah,
what year was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I do think Waitress was there because I remember that the actress because they did their song. I think she used to be mine.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing that actress had pneumonia.
Oh my god.
While doing that Tony performance.
Jessie Mueller killed it despite
yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, she crushed it. It was ridiculous.
Like, Hamilton absolutely is a phenomenal show, and it like deserves all of those awards, but it's also just like, oh, these poor other shows, man. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so the other shows, American Psycho, same season,
Oh,
which is so sad. American Psycho got closed too soon.
yeah.
R.I.P. Um, let's see. So they also had School of Rock, same year. Tuck Everlasting, and Waitress. Um,
Oh my god.
and then they also had the revival of Fiddler on the Roof and Spring Awakening.
Oh my god.
That same season. So yeah, people just got snubbed. A
Was
revival of The Color Purple too. Like, oof.
Yeah. Oh my god, those were like big revivals too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember the Fiddler revival too much, but that would have been like the Deaf West Spring Awakening, which was like
I think
huge.
so. Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, I bet you that if before Hamilton started being a thing, I bet you the people that were on Spring Awakening and Fiddler were like, oh, we're probably gonna win some Tonys this year.
Yeah, and then, you know.
But like, no. Oops.
About that.
Yeah. Yeah, that always makes the Tonys like sad when you go in there and you're like, we know that this is going to be a sweep. Like
Yeah.
there's no way that it's not.
It's also like, I don't know, I have some like Tony hot takes about like
Oh, what are your Tony hot
shows
takes? Let's
that I
go.
think should have won Tonys and didn't.
Yes, yeah, go. No, go off.
I don't remember what year it was. Was it 2016? It was the year that the Falsettos revival happened. And I love the Falsettos revival with every fiber of my being.
Mm-hmm.
And I will forever be salty that Hello Dolly beat it out.
What? Okay, so I haven't even heard the Falsettos revival. I don't like Hello Dolly very much as a show.
I hate
I feel
Hello
like
Dolly.
that's a
It's so boring.
it's boring.
And
Nothing
the
happens.
only reason it won is because there was Bette Midler in it.
Yeah,
And
and
she's
like,
like an icon.
mm-hmm. It's kind of like when they put Patti LuPone in the Company revival.
Yeah, and it's like,
everyone was just
okay.
like, okay.
Yeah. But like, it was the Falsettos revival, which had like Christian Borle and Andrew Rannells. And
That was the
Stephanie
same year as
J.
Dear Evan
Block.
Hansen. I just double checked.
Yeah. So like stellar cast, absolutely phenomenal. And then it was also the year that there was the Miss Saigon revival.
Yeah.
Which I know people have mixed feelings of Miss Saigon. Which
I think it's fine.
understandable.
I'm like lukewarm on it. Like, I'll watch it if someone wants to watch it.
But like Eva Noblezada, who was my queen.
She's so talented. She is so good. It's ridiculous.
And that was like the show that kind of put her on the map. So I was upset that she didn't get any recognition for it. And
Yeah, I'm actually looking at that year, because so it was the 2017 awards, and it was the Dear Evan Hansen year.
yeah,
But like, I'm looking at the other shows that were nominated along with Dear Evan Hansen, and I'm just getting mad again.
I'm just getting angry.
Like, Amelie, Anastasia,
Emily, yeah.
Come From Away.
Oh, Anastasia! Oh my god, I love
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah, Groundhog Day was that year. Obviously, Great Comet, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory show, whatever. But
whatever.
like, oh, thank you for the hydrate. I will do that. Thank you, Dax.
Oh, I will also hydrate because it's specifically both of you remember to drink.
Yes.
But like,
But no, that, oh god, now I'm just like even more mad about Dear Evan Hansen
like, Dear Evan
sweeping that.
Hansen is a good show. Don't get me wrong, but it's, I don't know. I don't think it's good enough to have warranted sweeping.
Oh no, definitely, yeah, and like, so
Hi, Cinder.
Groundhog Day.
Love you too, friend.
Hello, Cinder. Hello. But so like, Groundhog Day.
Also,
Is an okay
Mama
show,
Amber,
but I
don't know
yeah.
if I recognize the fact that you dropped in here. Thank you again so much for the cute little new emote. Apple Happy was
Ooh.
created by Bake Mama Amber. It's the cute
Aww.
new one. It's very, very precious. I'm a big fan.
Oh, cute. is Romeo and Juliet, but it's gangs. West Side Story, baby.
We'll have a musical theater crash course one of these days.
Yes. So, did you see this? This is a good question to ask people. What did you think of the new West Side Story movie?
I am a purist when it comes to like movie musicals. Like I will always pick like Old Annie over New Annie. Or,
God, the New Annie is not even the New Annie not good. And modern Annie doesn't work for me. It has to be it has to be a period piece. You cannot put Annie during a time where there is smartphones. We can't. We can't do that.
I honestly loved the West Side Story remake.
I did too. I think that the changes they made were great.
I thought,
and they weren't even content changes.
Yeah, the content stayed relatively the same. I think kind of having a bit more focus on the racism of it all, and very kind of darker, for lack of a better term, tone there.
Yeah. And the gentrification undertones I thought was a super smart move.
It made it seem very even relevant now.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Whereas I think the original, although it's a classic, it feels very much at certain points we're having a fun time watching gangs tap dance,
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more light-hearted, I guess.
I think it's good to focus on the big issues of the show. And draw attention to those. Also,
oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna make a comment on I'm in love with every single member of that cast, and so that doesn't help.
Yes, what's her name? Ariana DeBose?
Oh my god.
Amazing.
I am. Yeah, I could go on many rants.
She was
on
great.
How much I love her and how gay I am for her.
You are so valid. She's so pretty.
Gay for a lot of people, but
but I was gonna say with the darker tones in West Side Story, it's, to my understanding, that's what Sondheim wanted the show to be in the first place.
Yeah, and I think,
but got vetoed on a lot of stuff.
I think it was a very nice, well, I shouldn't say nice, but a very
nice,
solid way of
yes
honoring his show and giving it the justice that I think it deserves.
Yeah, I remember him saying that he wanted West Side Story to be the first show to ever say fuck on Broadway.
If only.
Yep. Yeah, it was supposed to be in Dear Officer Krupke.
Yeah.
But they vetoed it. And he wanted a lot more dark things, and they were like, nope, we're not going to do this.
Which is such a shame.
So it's nice to get a more honest interpretation of what the original intent was when they started making that show.
I also just I don't know, I have a thing for cute boys dancing. I think I tweeted, and I need to see if I can find the tweet now, but I think I tweeted the day I saw it, thank you West Side Story remake for reminding me I'm still straight. Because I was just Mike Feist, absolutely incredible. Ansel Elgort, while he's kind of a problematic individual, absolutely killed it in a way that I'm kind of mad about.
Yeah. Well, and the role of Tony can be so hit and miss.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
if you don't do it right, he comes off basically with the personality of a wet paper towel.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I'm mad that justice was done to him because I don't like Ansel Elgort as a person, but at the same time, it just made it that much better, and it's damn it.
Exactly. You're oh, you did a good job. Okay, fine. But I am glad that West Side Story, my biggest fear was that they were going to cut the dance segments, which sounds really weird, but you know, there's the trend of movie musicals that like really just don't want to be musicals, because they think audiences won't go for it for some reason. So like, you know, it's mostly Tom Hooper. It's Tom Hooper's fault.
Yeah,
Over with Les Mis and Cats over there. It's all Tom Hooper's fault. Tom Hooper does not like musicals, but continues to insist to make movies out of musicals. But like, I was really worried, like, oh no, because I did actually a whole like big long paper in not high school, college, round one college, where I talked about film and like how much it kind of sucks that current cinema, it has to be like quote unquote believable. I think we're getting out of it now. I think we're finally breaking free from it. But like there was a period in time when suspension of disbelief was just gone forever, goodbye. And just people were like, it has to be realistic. It has to be.
I think we're finally, and I'm hesitant to say this because as soon as I say it, something garbage will come out. But I think we're finally getting to a time where the majority of movie musicals are actually good.
Yeah, I think we're finally breaking free. I think it's finally happening. Like, I think we're allowed to have fun at movies again. Not everything has to be
In the Heights
accurate.
Was solid. West Side Story.
I need to watch In the Heights still.
Amazing. Tick Tick Boom. I freaking
Tick Tick
love
Boom.
Tick Tick Boom.
Andrew Garfield, where were you hiding literally all of that? What the fuck, dude?
I was so scared when I heard that Andrew Garfield was cast because he was very open about the fact that like he doesn't sing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh god, like I liked the musical, and I mean, I'm Jonathan Larson stan, and like I wanted it to be done justice, and then I heard that Lin-Manuel Miranda was directing it, and I'm like, okay, I have hope, but still, like, Andrew Garfield's voice kind of worries me. And then like I was,
he must have worked his ass off.
like first little bit into the movie and hearing just like the opening like
just as soon as you hear 3090 you're like, great, okay.
Oh my god.
We're here, we did it.
Oh my god, okay. Like...
so good. Dude, and I like actually cried during Sunday.
Oh my god, I cried
like
so
them
much
getting all of those people
movie.
together. Oh my gosh. And I think, like, if you know the story, like Jonathan Larson's story, and know that, like, you know, his life ends so young, that it's just like you're watching him like try and succeed, and you're like, God, like I know you like see some kind of success, but like not really, and it's like so heartbreaking.
It's also like
it's so sad.
I'm so legitimately impressed with the amount of like clear, like almost method acting that Andrew Garfield did. Like I've watched so many comparison videos of like, you know, his 3090 compared to like Jonathan Larson's and how exact it is.
Yeah, oh, I bet he watched that like just nonstop, just like original stagings of it,
mannerisms. And it's like, oh my god, like it's genuinely
he worked
impressive.
so hard. So good. Yeah, I honestly I for some reason forgot about both In the Heights and Tick Tick Boom in terms of like new movie musicals, but yeah, I do think that we're getting there. I think Cats may have been the straw that broke the camel's back, where everybody was like, okay, we can't do this anymore. We can't do it like this anymore.
We can't let this happen, boys. Like I have hope that Matilda will be pretty good.
Okay, the Trunchbull makeup is so good. Oh my god. and I really wish that they would have gotten the original Trunchbull actor. Because he was in that role, you know, from West End to basically it closing on Broadway. He was that role. and I would have really liked to see him, you know, do it on screen. But I get that, like, they do still kind of need, like, a name to
Yeah,
attach
they
to a
need
movie
someone
musical.
big. That way,
Mm-hmm.
people will be like, "Oh yeah, I want to go see this." Especially people who
Yeah.
aren't into musicals.
Yeah. Yeah, and your big part outside of Matilda is Trunchbull.
Yeah,
So
so
if you're gonna get a celebrity, you're gonna put him in that part.
yeah, which
But
makes
it's still just
sense.
like, I hope he at least gets a cameo or something.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I think he deserves it. Um, and the composer for Matilda is Tim Minchin, who
Oh
I
my
love.
god, I love Tim
I
Minchin.
love him so much. He's so
I
funny.
I don't know how familiar you are with the one arena tour of Jesus Christ Superstar.
I was about to just talk about that. Okay, I do not even like Jesus Christ Superstar that much as a show. Like, it's fine. As a person who has never really read the Bible, the first time I watched Jesus Christ Superstar, I was like, what's happening? They explain literally nothing to
Oh
you.
yeah,
They just,
it's
like,
so...
cart you around.
It definitely it expects you to be familiar with the Jesus canon.
Yeah.
For lack of a better
But, like,
term.
him as Judas.
Oh my god, so good.
It's I love the visual that they used for him hanging himself with his, like, scarf. Like, they had him on stage for a long time.
Oh,
They made
yeah.
you sit and watch that, and I thought that was great. I was so happy with that.
Yeah, like I'm someone who, like, I love Jesus Christ Superstar. It was one of those I my biggest contributing factor to my love of musical theater is my mom. So, like, you know, she would play a lot of musicals around my sisters and I growing up, and so, like, any musical that was her favorite just kind of became my favorite by proxy.
That makes
Jesus
sense.
Christ Superstar is, like, by far one of her favorites. And so,
It's a
like,
fun show.
it's a show that, like, I've seen quite a few, like, not live, unfortunately, but I've seen like quite a few pro shots and bootlegs of and different ways to kind of go about it. And I think it's
There's
show,
a lot of ways you could do that show.
yeah,
I
that
think.
has a lot of freedom, I guess. Like, ultimately it's the same general story, obviously, but there's a lot you can fuck around with. Which I find
I think just because it's all, you know, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber, so it's pretty much just an opera. It's all singing start to finish. Just because of that, you could just do whatever you want with, like, the staging. Really, like, you can just go buck wild with it, and I think a lot of people do, and it's great.
It would be
so
a show
fun.
that would be very cool to see live. I'm very disappointed I haven't seen it live yet, but eventually.
Yeah, I think I would probably go see it live if it came through here. I was also going to say that the arena tour of Jesus Christ Superstar, that Jesus's Gethsemane song, like, he crushed that song, and it's my favorite one in the show. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's his one where he's singing just before he goes to die.
Yeah.
It's best song in the show, and I think he just crushed that whole performance. It was so good. It's a hard song. It's a really hard song.
It's a hard song.
Like, and you have to do so much falsetto. It's so much.
No,
let me actually.
sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead. No. Go.
No, I just, like, Tim Minchin's Judas. Like, I kind of went into it not really knowing, like, I knew of Tim Minchin, and I was kind of like, Tim Minchin is Judas? I'm not sure how that's gonna go. And I'm like, oh my god. Like,
he's really good.
He's really good.
He's a really good Judas. His last number is so good. It's so frantic.
Yeah.
Like, his whole last number. It's so good.
Which I think is a really good energy for it, actually. Because it's kind of this, like, you know, weird celebratory song about someone's death. Like, it's supposed to be very weird and frantic and all over the place.
Yeah. Well, and, like, Tim Minchin was a comedian. Guest still is a comedian, a musical comedian. So when I heard he was doing Judas, I was like, oh gosh, I don't know. But I think he like has a good. His comedy is a little bit like snarky, and it kind of translates a little bit over into his Judas, and I think it works, honestly, for the role, because like you start the show and Judas is already just fed up. He's like, look guys, come on.
You start the show and Judas is already like, guys.
He just comes out the gate like, are you kidding me? They are going to murder all of us if we keep showboating. What are we doing?
Like, guys, I'm not here to tell us how to live our lives, but
but also I would really not like to. I would like to not die. Yeah, I think that would be I'm
a real big fan of not dying.
Yeah, and they're oh god, what's the name of the guy? Oh, I'm forgetting. I think Paris? No, the big like showman guy during that. He only has one song. Sorry, say again.
King Herod.
Yes. Where they made him like a TV host. Yeah. Perfect choice for that character. And I heard that he was also an actual TV personality.
Oh, well,
as
then,
well.
You know what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah. So I thought that was a good choice for that character. I love that show. I went through a moment where I watched it a lot, even though I don't like Jesus Christ Superstar very much. I just thought it was a super good show, a good performance of it.
Right at kind of the start of like quarantine and everything with COVID, I bought myself like a Broadway HD subscription.
Oh,
And just like basically marathoned every single show that was on there because like I wasn't working and it was like I need something to do, otherwise I'm gonna go insane.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I watched a lot of that arena tour.
I need to get a Broadway HD account.
Honestly,
I go through phases where I want to watch a lot of pro shots.
Honestly, like now it's not really worth it. Like
not anymore.
A lot of the stuff they had kind of got removed because I think Andrew Lloyd Webber like swapped to some other Broadway streaming thing. So he removed,
of course,
like all of his stuff, and that was the crux of the content.
Yeah, it's like mostly Andrew Lloyd Webber from my memory.
Yeah, so
yeah, that makes sense.
You know, when I got it, it was like there was Jesus Christ Superstar, there was like Phantom of the Opera with like Sierra Burgess, and then Ramen Caramel. For Phantom, I will die on this hill. This is the hill I will die on. And yeah, so there was like, it was good. It was good back then.
Mm-hmm.
Now
yeah, I actually
there's not much.
I'll have to look and see if they have anything that I particularly care about. But I have that 25th anniversary Phantom on DVD.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, my dad got it for me for like Christmas forever and ever and ever ago. Just because like one of the first shows I ever saw was actually Phantom when it came through on tour.
Phantom was a good show.
It's a good show.
It's a show
silly,
that, like,
but it's good.
You know, I think like if you see any even slightly quality production of Phantom, it's going to be done well.
Yeah, and I really like the 25th anniversary because even though that stage was tiny, that stage was small. Mm-hmm. But they still, like, I thought that the digital projections were a cool idea. And, like, just how they had the staging was cool. And again, just Ramen Karimloo is my favorite. And it's so totally because if you watch and you know, he is absolutely playing him as, like, some kind of neurodivergent coded, if not, like, straight up autism coded.
Yeah.
And I am here for it.
I am
like he
here
stims
for this.
Like all the time he stims on things. Like he does all these things with his hands when he's nervous, and I'm like, because I do hand stims a lot. I'll snap a lot when I'm nervous. So like him doing like the little finger twiddling, I was like, wait, sir. Like and when he gets like touched by Christine, he acts like genuinely startled, like not even like, oh, I don't want to be touched by this person. He's like, oh my god, physical contact.
That is one of my like favorite little acting things. That's something that I really love about um, about very specifically West End Heathers.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
Jamie Muscato's JD, which I will argue is the best JD.
I haven't seen his JD. I didn't
Oh my
know
God. It is,
that he does like some fun stuff with it.
Yeah, like his reactions to like any single time Veronica touches him is like genuine like shock, like he's never experienced any sort of physical contact.
Oh, and that fits for the character.
His accent is also like all over the place because it's a whole thing that like JD has moved around.
Yeah.
All over, so his accent is crazy.
That's a cool idea. I like that.
Like,
I like that.
Little bits picked up from like all sorts of different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it.
Yeah. Was he doing like an English accent? Because just I know in the UK, if you move around there, like it is just a wide swath
it's
of
an
different
English
accents.
accent, but then there's like, you know, you can. I'm not super familiar with like different accents and stuff, but you can pick up like there's different just things clearly from all over the place.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. I like that. I like that for a West End production. I actually have not looked into West End Heathers very much at all.
I mean,
I don't know
fair.
why. I've heard good things.
Yeah,
I know people like it.
I'm like a huge fan of Carrie Hope Fletcher. I was a big fan of hers like ages ago, back when she like just did YouTube stuff and before she like got big.
I forgot she did YouTube.
Yeah,
I forgot that she did.
I was obsessed with her back in the day, and so like when she started doing stuff on the West End, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think I even knew that she was Veronica.
Yeah,
in the West
Veronica.
End. Good for her.
Yeah.
That's a fun part. That is a super fun part.
Yeah, for sure.
That kind of transitions me into one of my questions. What is one role? Like it just you know, no limitations or anything. Like even if you can't sing it, like if you could be cast in any one particular role for a musical, do you have anyone that you would just really like to do?
Eponine has been my dream role since I first listened to Les Mis. Like as I don't even know how old I was, but Eponine has been a dream role of mine for ages. I would love to play Eponine at some point. She's not a big role, but I think like
she's a good one though.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think she's a really solid role, and it would just like, yeah.
Yeah. I love Les Mis. I love Les Mis
so much. I've seen Les Mis. Les Mis is probably the show that I've seen live the most.
That actually, I forgot to mention this because I asked you about like what your favorite production that you've seen is. I actually saw a tour of Les Mis that was so good. Like the thing that will always stand out to me, because they did use digital backdrops for some pieces.
Okay.
And when Javert was doing Stars, he was walking on the bridge, like they had this little bridge thing. And then when he jumped, they made it look like, so he was on wires, and so he physically jumped, but then stayed suspended in the air, and then the digital background changed to basically a camera move of him falling into the water.
Oh my god.
So like it went, the backdrop went up and over and then like crashed into the water, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's so cool actually.
It was such a cool idea.
Yeah, I've seen Les Mis, I want to say 4 or 5 times. And the best production of it I've ever seen was actually from like, it's a small like local theater that did a production of it, and it just I don't know, I think because it's such like a intimate show where, you know, like you're seeing these people struggle and go through like the revolution together.
Yeah, it's a sad show from start to finish. There is very little brevity in the whole thing.
Having this like very small like intimate cast that clearly like all were very like connected with each other.
Oh,
Like, oh,
That's
it
nice.
kind of warmed my heart. And I mean,
That's good.
my city's theater community, there's a lot of us, but it's kind of one of those things where once you know one person, you know everyone.
Yeah.
And so it was also like one of the first times ever where I got to finally start being like, oh, I know this person, I've met them. Like,
that's cool.
Which is just a really cool thing too.
That's awesome. Oh, I remember that. I totally forgot about this. The best. So obviously there are a lot of good Valjeans. And like I'm forgetting his name, but like the one guy that everybody thinks of when they think of Valjean is the best one. I'm forgetting his name, and I feel so bad. But the best Valjean that I've seen outside of him was actually at a high school performance.
Oh, really?
During yeah, there was the senior that was there, Valjean, that like I've never seen anybody do better at the part. It was ridiculous how good this kid did.
Wow.
Like, I really hope he continued to do theater because holy shit.
Sometimes
like,
you just encounter
I remember,
like that, though.
yeah, it was part of like an acting conference thing, and I remember being like, oh my god, I do not want to watch a high school version of Les Mis. I do not want this. But that
like,
that Valjean was too good. It was ridiculous.
Oh.
I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. I feel really bad. Cole Wilkinson.
Yes.
There you go.
That
is the Valjean.
It still like makes me happy that they gave Cole Wilkinson like a part in the Les Mis movie.
They did?
They did.
I didn't even notice. Sorry, say that again?
He was the bishop.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, like, I mean, it wasn't a big part, but it was enough that like you got to hear his voice and stuff, and
yeah, he gets to do the come inside for you are weary. So he gets to introduce like the main leitmotif of the show.
Yeah,
which is cool.
But I mean, I have a lot of thoughts in the Les Mis movie.
I'm gonna fight Tom Hooper one day.
It could have been really good, I think. It has a solid, for the most part, cast.
Yeah, I think the casting was good overall.
Like, Hugh Jackman, amazing. Eddie Redmayne, I love.
Eddie Redmayne's empty chairs at empty tables, like,
actually
dude.
broke me.
What? Again, where were you hiding that, Eddie Redmayne?
Like Anne Hathaway has a nice voice. Amanda Seyfried. They got. Oh my god, why am I blanking on her name? Now I feel bad.
Yeah, the girl that played Eponine. Is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah, Samantha.
Because she's like actually
Samantha
played
Barks.
Eponine. Is it Samantha Hill?
Samantha Barks, I think, is what it is.
Okay, yes.
Samantha something. I know that. But like, yeah, she's actually played Eponine, so obviously she had that like going into the role. But then like just the decision to do it all live.
It's just there's no point. There's literally no point.
I still will stand by the fact that Russell Crowe absolutely looks like the best possible Javert.
Well, and he can sing. Like, he's in bands. Like, if you listen to his band, he can sing. I just think he lacked vocal direction.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing. Like,
yeah, because they didn't score and then have the actors sing to the score. They had the actors sing and then had the score recorded afterwards to fit around their performances. It was weird.
I hate that.
It's so bad. The production, how they did that was ridiculous. I feel awful for because they had because they couldn't have the music playing. like on set, obviously, because they were recording the vocals live and it would have caused audio bleed through because it's a stupid idea. Like they had, you know, the music coming to them in earpieces that was being played to them live by a pianist, and the pianist just kind of had to meander around and follow around what they were doing. They were not following the pianist.
Yeah, it was such a
It is mind-numbing.
Weird decision. Like,
it is bad. And they did the same thing in Cats, and you can actually hear it in Memory. The one good song in Cats is her singing Memory, and everybody knew that that's what it was going to be. Like, everybody knew that part was going to be good. But like you can hear during the Touch Me Is So Easy to Leave Me, you can hear, if you listen to the instrumental, there's a hesitation in the orchestra because she took an extra half beat on accident, and because she didn't have accompaniment in her ear, she didn't realize. And that was the take that they went with, so they had to like hold a note in a weird way to continue the song. It's the dumbest way to make a movie musical. Yeah, it's so stupid.
I mean,
it makes me so mad.
Go on even more thoughts about Cats, but we'd be here for a long time if I did that.
Yeah, I don't even like Cats as a musical. I do not like Cats as a musical.
I don't mind it. I think it's weird, but I can kind of appreciate it as a strange, absurdist piece of theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you go in there with an absurdist angle, I think you'll have a good time.
I go in being like, okay, I just gotta like, I don't know, like pretend I'm on drugs or something.
Yes.
And like, this is just the weirdest fever dream ever.
Yeah, I've never been a Cats fan. I just think the music is weird. Just a lot of like how the songs are structured. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
why is this like this?
Again, I can acknowledge the fact that Memory is a very iconic song and absolutely beautiful. However, the rest of the musical,
yeah.
And the movie is, oh god.
It's so bad. It's so bad. And I feel bad for everyone involved that wasn't Tom Hooper, who just had to listen to Tom Hooper. Like, you just kind of had to go along with his bad ideas. Because he's the one with the Oscar. Now everybody has to listen to him.
Okay. Sure.
So dumb. So let me ask, kind of jumping off of talking about me not liking Cats very much, do you have a least favorite musical?
And this might be a hot take. I can't fucking stand Spring Awakening.
It's a mixed bag with Spring Awakening for me. I think it depends on the performance, because like if you perform it wrong, that musical is cringe.
I have watched. I did watch like a few bootlegs of the Deaf West performance, and I did like that. But I think that's more of just like, you know, the appreciation of the fact of like things are being performed in like ASL and just the fact that it's accessible to a wide range of individuals.
Yeah, and I've never seen Cats, but I've heard bad things. Don't put yourself through it, Dax. You don't need to watch it. You're fine.
Don't save yourself.
It's okay.
But yeah, I've watched performances of Spring Awakening. I've seen one live performance, and I've seen like bootlegs of like the Lea Michele, Jonathan Groff like original so often, and I'm like, yeah, I just straight up do not like it. I think it's really bad. I don't find it, I don't know, I think a lot of people celebrate it as like a really positive show of like teenage sexuality.
I think it was very edgy and forward thinking for the time.
Yeah.
That it came out, and now it's just like, okay.
But yeah, now it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, I think the tune for Mama Who Bore Me, I think that's still a really good, like, just tune in general.
Look,
But yeah, Spring Awakening's okay.
I don't like Spring Awakening, but then again, Mama Who Bore Me is like one of my go-to audition songs.
It's a good song.
But,
oh, Rabbit, hey! Welcome. We're talking musicals today. Good to see you.
Been
a minute.
Yeah, so I find Spring Awakening very cringy, and I don't know, the music's fine, I guess, for the most
Yeah,
part.
it's like, yeah, a lot of it is like not very like noteworthy, really.
Yeah.
I will say, so my least favorite musical is Oklahoma.
Oh god, that's so fair.
I have a personal vendetta against Oklahoma. And you're probably going to be about me for this, but I also have a slight personal vendetta against Rent as well.
Oh my
But
god, hot take.
it's yeah, but so to defend myself, one, I was in choir and theater when Rent came out,
Okay,
so
okay.
like I heard Seasons of Love every day for like 2 years. I swear, like people would not stop singing it. Yeah.
Minutes.
So I got to the point where I was like, if I hear this song again, I am going to set this building on fire. Like that's where I got with it. And then just like the movie, the movie's fine. Chris Columbus is a mildly competent director. He's fine. But like the way he shot a couple of things, really just drives me up the wall. Like specifically in, I believe it's Light My Candle, where it's Mimi trying to convince, I forget the character's name, the rock guy,
Roger.
to try and do drugs.
Yeah, Roger.
Like, yeah. I was gonna say it was Roger, but I was like, is that the name of the main guy? I forget.
No, that's
But
Nick.
yeah, the movie they shoot that scene as like just from how they're doing it and like film language and how the shots are set up, they make it look like Mimi is in the right and like Roger's such a fuddy-duddy for not doing heroin with this girl. Like,
You know,
and I'm like, why are you doing this?
he just needs to let go. Do some heroin. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, just they shoot it in a way that it's like,
No,
oh,
I
Mimi
get
is
it.
absolutely the right person in this conversation. And they do that a lot with their relationship, and it bugs me so bad.
Yeah, no, that's entirely valid. Like, I think a good example of that is just the song like Another Day,
Uh-huh.
where it's like, Mimi goes there kind of clearly like boozed out of her fucking mind,
Yup.
high as fuck, and like, ready to
Yeah, she's she's ready to
to
go.
to
Let's go.
the bone zone. and, and Roger's like, no. Like, maybe another time, sure. And yeah, like, it's very much played as, like, for some reason he's the asshole there.
Yeah, I remember that scene ends with like everybody like standing on the street out in front of the apartment, like holding Mimi's shoulders, being like, "Wow, you were so mean to her." Like,
And it's like, excuse
what
me?
the fuck? Wow, I'm really sorry for not taking advantage of this deeply inebriated woman. Like,
And
what?
another, like, main issue I have with the Rent movie is, they cut out, like, and granted, it's in like deleted scenes if you have like the proper DVD, but they cut out like the big kind of
Like they cut out the phone call scenes, the phone call
but they
songs.
cut out like the big. I'm trying to find a good way to explain it, but like the big, I guess, breakdown for Mimi.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she does have like a big character song that like helps her character kind of flesh out a little bit. I kind of forget that exists, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's this whole like goodbye love scene, and so it kind of ends in the movie with I don't even remember exactly where it ends, but it ends like
the movie ends like pretty much right after Mimi wakes up.
Yeah. But the goodbye love scene specifically ends like before Mimi kind of has her little breakdown and is like, I need to go to like an institution. Like, I'm not okay.
Yeah, they
And
never
that's
say what
really
happens to Mimi.
important context.
Yeah. Yeah, cause I didn't even piece this together. Yeah, she just kind of shows up dead.
Yeah.
Like half dead in a gutter at some point, and like no one is like, what happened?
Yeah, like
they're just like, this is just a thing that's happening.
Roger leaves, and you know, again, I don't remember where the movie
Goes to
cuts
St.
off.
George.
But Roger leaves, and Mimi's like, you know, they have this little dialogue of like him being scared to watch her die, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's like really tragic. And then he leaves, and she's kind of like, you know, has this whole thing with Mark and Benny where she's like, don't touch me, like I'm scared, I need to go to a place that will protect me because I'm going to die. Like
yeah.
And yeah, so in the movie, if you don't have that context, like she just kind of, Roger fucks off, decides to come back, and then Mimi's just kind of like dying,
yeah.
and you're like, what happened to her? What was she doing? Like, did she just live?
Doesn't matter, I guess.
Like,
yeah. Sorry, I have some messages in chat here. I would say that the South Park movie does count as a musical, considering that they went on and wrote a musical afterwards. Also, The Guy Who Doesn't Like Musicals by Star Kid is a good show.
God.
I did see, I think it was Ame mention Holy Musical Batman.
Are we gonna talk
in the
about
chat as
Star
well.
Kid here?
Dude, we can talk about Star Kid. Dude, I watched Holy Musical Batman like last month, and it's still funny.
Twisted is one of my favorite musicals of all time.
I bawl my eyes out at Twisted. I still think of the "I wish you every happiness" line all the time. It's so good.
I just like, yeah, Star Kid is so good, and the fact that they churn out like amazing musicals, like
they do
regularly every year. Oh, Liquid Tendril, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Orchard.
Hey, Liquid.
Oh, by the way, I haven't been doing this as much as I should, but people should like follow Sumire because Sumire is really cool.
Oh yeah, let me drop your links in here too.
We've just been busy talking, and I've been distracted.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like the fact that Star Kid produces quality musicals like every year completely for free.
Yeah.
Is wild. Like,
God.
and they're quality. Like, I can, out of Star Kid's entire library of shows, there's maybe been 2 that I haven't enjoyed as much.
What 2 are they?
Annie, and that's entirely just because I'm not really a Star Wars person.
Yeah, I don't think I even really watched Annie.
And I really tried to get into Me and My Dick, and
okay, I was gonna say, if you don't say Me and My Dick, I'm gonna be super confused. Because that show is really, it's not the best. It's not very good.
I can see it. It probably would have been enjoyable if I watched it when it came out. Maybe.
I watched it when it came out.
Oh,
no,
did you?
no,
Okay.
no, no.
Because I watched it like for the first time, probably just like 3 years ago or something. So it was
I watched it like within a couple of months of it coming out.
Not great. Like
yeah, Rabbit, Me and My Dick is a Star Kid musical that is what it says on the tin. I think it's Nick Lang, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Nick Lang, and Joe Walker is the giant anthropomorphic penis. And there's a giant anthropomorphic vagina. It's a lot. It's so much.
It's a show.
It is awful.
It's a show.
Oh, God, I forgot that the giant vagina's name is Miss Cooter. I think I'm good, actually. Yes, you are good. You don't need it. You don't need it.
It's a show.
Oh, actually, no, it was Joey Richter playing Joey Richter.
Yeah,
and Joe Walker was his giant anthropomorphic dick. Awful. It's so bad. It's so bad. I hate it.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, but no, Twisted is ridiculously good.
Twisted is.
It is
again like actually one of my favorite musicals of all time. Like talking just in general musical theater, like I would place it on probably my top 10 list for sure.
Oh yeah, honestly, I'd probably put Twist up in my top 10. It's like, really good.
It is a solid, not only like parody of like Disney and of Wicked, but it's just a really solid like property on its own. Like I think
it holds its own weight, which is rare with a parody musical.
Yeah, like it's. For those who aren't aware, Twisted is a parody musical done by StarKid. You can find it completely free online.
Yep.
Just look up Twisted Musical or Twisted StarKid or whatever, and you can find the entire show. Highly recommend. But it is basically Aladdin, but told from Jafar's point of view. So it's kind of the Wicked treatment, but on Aladdin. Like Wicked is Wizard of Oz, but told from the Wicked Witch's point of view, and Twisted is that, but told from Jafar's point of view, and it's actually very, very solid. And
yeah, they get Jeff Blim to play Aladdin, and he's an asshole. God, I love Jeff Blim. I think he was a great idea to add him into StarKid. Like obviously him as Sweet Tooth and Holy Musical Batman. Like steals iconic. That whole show. It's so
Jeff
good.
Is also like because he's been introduced, like he's been the main. He did a lot of the writing for like, I don't know if it was the sole writer or just like assistance for like a guy who didn't like musicals and Black Friday and now Nerdy Prudes Must Die, which is like the show they're working on.
Yeah, I saw that they were like raising money for that one.
Yeah, so hopefully soon.
Hopefully, yeah. It is cool that they just like put on these shows and then pretty much right after they're up online.
Yeah, like it's nice. Completely for free, which is wild.
Yes.
Like I would pay a lot of money to go see these shows, but it's just like no, we just want to put out quality theater for people to enjoy online.
Yeah. And honestly, I did not know until pretty much this exact moment that Jeff Blim did all of the music and lyrics for the guy who didn't like musicals.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what?
Yeah, that's why
what?
There's a lot of jokes online of like, oh, yeah, Jeff plays multiple characters in that show. I wonder why.
Yeah,
Interesting.
No, he's fun. He's a super fun actor.
He also like wrote all of the Trail to Oregon too. Like that was his first one. I haven't watched Trail to Oregon. I feel really bad. I haven't like pretty much after Twisted. Like I've watched the guy who didn't like musicals, but then I like tried to watch Annie, but I didn't super like it. And then Firebringer, I think I started, but I didn't finish for some reason. So pretty much anything after Twisted. Like, I just kind of fell out of it, I guess, but that's... Recommendations, Trail to Oregon. Ending kind of sucks because it ends exactly how you'd expect of...
okay.
Dysentery.
Everybody dies of dysentery?
And a lot of fart jokes there.
Okay.
Which...
It was, what? Let's see. I'm on the Star Kids wiki page. It was in 2014. Okay, fart jokes are forgivable.
But it is a very funny show, and like, it feels very much like improvisational comedy, even though it's not. It is. It is like a proper script, but it's very funny and just silly and good times. Firebringer like has some of the best choreography and general like music out of like any StarKid show, I'd say, although I'm honestly not a fan of the plot. So
I know that I Don't Want to Do the Work Today song.
Yeah, I mean that was mean to shit. justifiably so. It's very catchy.
No, I think about that all the time. All the time in my head, I get, I don't want to do the work today. I really I don't want to do the work today. All the time in my head. Today.
But
so good.
Again, like choreography and stuff, absolutely insane. What other shows have they done? Guy who didn't like musicals.
I do have to ask of the Potter musicals, of the very Potters, what one's your favorite? The first one, Potter sequel, or senior year?
Oh god, that's so hard. I haven't watched a lot of them in a very long time. Like I've actually been meaning to do like a, just big like rewatch weekend at some point. So I think I'm gonna say sequel.
I'm so torn because like I'm trying to think because like I want to say sequel because Joe Walker's Umbridge is hysterical.
Oh, so funny.
It's really good. But then also like in the first one you have the Voldemort and Quirrell
like
Quirrell situation. It's so good and it's so silly. Also Granger Danger.
Yeah, Granger
is in the first one. Yeah, and Lauren is just going off as Draco in the first one. I might have to say the first one.
That's fair. That's super fair.
Because I still remember like quoting like, oh look at Moonshoes Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter musical is one of those things because like I was a big Harry Potter fan like back in the day, and so like it was my way of like introducing my world of musical theater to my friends. Of like, here's this thing that we can all walk together, and you guys will appreciate as people who like Harry Potter, and I'll appreciate as both that and someone who loves musicals. And,
God, like, I might go watch the Harry Potter musicals after this.
Just like quoting it all the time.
It's very quotable. Like obviously some stuff doesn't hold up. The Cho Chang stuff does not hold up.
Oh,
yeah, and the actress that played Cho Chang has come out and was like, yeah, we should not have done that.
Yeah.
Like it was an okay one-off joke, but no, it was not actually. Yeah, it was a lot. So I know that you said you didn't want to stay out super late, and it's getting around time for Eddie's dinner. So I think it would be weird for us to kind of take a break and come back because I know you have work tomorrow.
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I just was there anything else that you kind of wanted to talk about, or anything like any other musicals or anything that we didn't hit? Yeah.
So I think no matter what, I'll never feel like I'm ever satisfied when it comes. I'll never be satisfied.
Oh man, I've been made to sing that on audience request karaoke so much. Satisfied is such a hard song.
Oh, it is.
Goodness.
I need to do, and honestly, I've been workshopping a playlist for another like I did ages ago, like an Appleseed the musical karaoke stream. So
Yo!
it's just like nothing but songs from musicals because that's what I'm most comfortable singing. Like I have a very theater trained voice. And so I've been workshopping like a whole other playlist for that.
Yeah.
To do like a sequel.
I'll ask this kind of as my final question then. What is your like go-to Broadway song to sing? Like if you have to pick one.
Me that.
If you can't think of one, like what are your because like some people have like a handful of songs I'll do for karaoke, right?
Yeah.
Like I have like a rotation of like 5 or 6 if I'm going out to karaoke.
Oh my god, that's such a hard question. There's so many that like I love singing like on my own.
It's a fun song. It really is.
She Used to Be Mine is like very high up there. That's a song that like I sing all the time when I'm just like, it's my go-to like when I'm feeling sad song.
Yeah.
Like it's just a song that I can kind of release a lot of emotion to and cry.
Yes,
to.
absolutely. You can just get into that.
And just like sob and feel okay doing that, you know?
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. I asked a question that I don't particularly have an answer to. I'm trying to think. I'm literally looking through my playlist on Spotify right now, being like, what? Because I haven't like just sung Broadway songs in a hot second.
I do it every day.
Yeah, no, you are I sing every day, but like I bounce around like a lot of different things. So
also,
I'm trying to think.
Take Me or Leave Me, and What Is This Feeling? Both are like songs that I have such fond memories, like singing with my younger sister, like growing up.
Oh, that's sweet.
So they're like songs that are kind of very, very near and dear to my heart that I always enjoy singing whenever I get the chance to, especially if I happen to be able to sing them with her.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Ooh, okay, All That Jazz might be one of mine.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah. I'm also currently working on, because I've kind of fallen out of like doing my vocal training, so I'm a little bit rusty, but I'm working to get my voice in a better condition because I really want to be able to do the Ballad of Sarah Barry.
Oh my god, I have been.
I'm almost there. There's a couple of
there
that you know the one note that is the problem child of that song. And I'm trying so hard to get good at that one note. It's so bad. It's hard. It's a hard song.
It is a hard song, but also like so good.
Oh, You'll Be Back is also.
Oh yeah.
You'll Be Back sits perfectly in my range, so that's just that I can do that song any day. Like, I don't have to think too hard for that one, which is nice.
Yeah, that's always helpful. I hate having like On My Own be one of my go-to like songs, especially because I'd love for it to be a go-to audition song, but it's a lot of people's go-to audition song.
Yeah, it's one of the ones where like I probably wouldn't do it as an audition song. It's hard to pick audition songs because it's like, oh, what if everybody does this one?
It sucks because I'm mezzo soprano to the max, and so like On My Own's right in my wheelhouse, and it's like, damn it.
All right, well, hey, that's pretty much all the questions I had. Do you have anything that you want to like promote before we head off for today?
Not really. I mean, this week I've got a lot more AUGUEST collabs. That's what I'm in the middle of. So for folks on Sumire's end, I'm doing a big collab month right now. I've titled it Apple's AUGUEST. Get it? It's August.
August and guests. Yes, I thought I almost stole that name. I thought it was really cute.
Thank you. So it's just a lot of collabs right now. We'll go back to more solo stuff soon, but right now is just a chance to do stuff with a lot of people that I don't get the chance to stream with as much as I want to, and do collabs with people that I either haven't collabed with in a while, like in Sumire's case, or people that I've been wanting to collab with for ages and it just hasn't worked out, so now we've got a good excuse. So it's been fun. And we've got
and thank you for coming on. I'm pretty sure we could probably talk musicals again sometime, like always. No problem.
Please, anytime. I'm always
or like we'll have to do like maybe a karaoke stream sometime or something.
Oh my god, we could do a musical karaoke stream together.
Yeah.
That'd be so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd be down. All right, well, Eddie's food alarm is going off and he's going to murder me.
Yes,
so I'm gonna get a raid set up here on my end. Let's go ahead. We'll raid Patters. He raids me all the time, so let's go ahead and send the love back over there. Again, everybody, if you haven't already, go give Apple a follow. I will go ahead and pop her information in the chat one more time if I could spell.
Go send some love over to Sumire.
There we go.
Sumire is the sweetest.
Oh, thank you. No, Apple is the sweetest. She's lying because she is the sweetest.
Hey, no.
All right, okay, let's get you guys sent over Patter's way. As far as the rest of my week goes, just keep in mind that on Thursday is Fallout Thursday. Again, name still being workshopped. We'll be back in Fallout New Vegas. And then next Sunday is my 14-month streaming celebration stream. So I will be doing audience request karaoke and making a cake in Cooking Simulators. So that's what I got going on.
Yay, fun times.
All right. Okay. Again, everybody, thank you so much for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Everybody on my end, Eddie, do you want to say bye to everybody over there? If you guys can hear him, hopefully. Oh, nope. Nope, it's not playing. Okay. Well, we will pretend that it didn't, but I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Oyasumi.
Bye! Okay, everyone on my end, we are going to send everyone over to Grimhilda, who is absolute sweetheart, lovely fellow goblin friend. We're going to send everyone over there. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be doing some Pokemon stuff with Arcnon, just continuing the Soul Link as we've been doing. And I will see you guys then. Bye, friends!
Bye!